know that I am called the Count, because I really love to.
Welcome back to the GC Informer. I am Snowy, otherwise known as Count Fracula, the only newscaster, the best and the only proper newscaster. The rest are from different teams. This is my full-time job on this channel. Today we're going to start with a fun little story about education. Everyone loves education, right? The University of Leicester, which if I am correct is the same university that offered a course a few years ago on heavy metal, is now offering a course on esports. The course is supposed to focus on data and analysis from esports specialists to help the people on the course to get a big sort of foot in and a big idea of what the esports industry is all about. While this course might sound a little bit frivolous to some people, it does make sense in a lot of ways because the esports industry is becoming very big now, being worth several millions if not billions of dollars per year. The university are apparently working with the ESL esports company to help craft the module into the type of thing that they are after. And in a quote, the manager of ESL said this: "We are keen to establish an ecosystem that is sustainable for the future. A key point of this is training and attracting talent to the number of roles that the esports industry provides. The course outlined is very exciting for students looking to join the esports industry, and we are delighted to support it." So this is strange news, but I call it positive news because if you like esports or you lump esports, it is a very big industry now and there's a lot of jobs in it, and I'm glad that people are getting sort of trained how to work in it properly and effectively, because that's what we need in most industries, to be honest. Who remembers the game NBA vs Celtics? Fucking nobody, that's who. It was a game released for the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, depending on where you come from, and one particular copy of it, the one that was meant for release in Europe, the Mega Drive version, is incredibly rare. The Genesis version isn't rare at all and was actually the version that got sold in Europe eventually for some reason, but the one that was for the Mega Drive, they have the same console, it's just a different name by the way, didn't actually get off the shelves, didn't actually get onto the shelves in Europe. It was just shelved right before release, even though it's perfectly ready. But there is one copy of it that we know of that exists. Until very recently, it was owned by the owner of Relentless Software, David R. Moore. He then decided he did not want it anymore and put it up on eBay. Bids immediately shot up and actually got up to £9,000. However, eBay's automated systems, or just some people from eBay, stepped in and removed bids from people who have low feedback, which is something they tend to do when something like this goes up for auction. This cut down the bid massively to about £2,000, but in the end it sold for £3,380. Fucking hell, I actually got that right from memory. Well done me. In an anonymous interview with Eurogamer, the now owner of the cartridge said that he only wanted to own the game to complete his set of PAL Mega Drive games. The number of those stands at 550, and he is apparently, in quote, very close to that number. So that might be a very cool thing to see in the future. So yes, one happy collector and a lot of money going on one game that's, let's be honest, probably a little bit of shovelware that's not very good. So the Steam Summer Sale happened recently. You might have noticed, just the sort of massive discounts and the memes. Well, normally during this time, there is a surge of bans issued by Valve's automated systems. However, this year it was particularly high. On an average day, there are between 3,000 and 4,000 bans of accounts. Just on a normal day, that is how many accounts get banned from Steam, through either the VAC system or specifically through games themselves. On July the 6th, though, the day after the summer sale had ended, the number rose to 40,000 bands through the VAC system. That is quite an extraordinarily large amount, and part of the suspected reason behind it was people who just bought a game on the cheap on a sort of account that they set up just so that they could sort of get around and cheat everything and get used to it, and loads of things like that. It's a bit nefarious. And apparently about $7,800 worth of goods have been lost or purged as a result of this. This may of course also be part of the whole card farming industry that's got around in Steam as of late, and hasn't really got much better by the sounds of it, but they're trying to tackle it with things like Steam Direct, the way that's all working, and they're supposed to be changing the card system, but I don't know if that's working yet. We'll see. So yeah, a lot of bans in a day. That's quite extraordinary already. 40,000 bans of various Steam accounts, which, you know, at least things are being tackled, I suppose, in some way. Netflix's Castlevania series, I have to pronounce it like that every time. Yes, Max, every time, has been renewed for a second series. If you would like a more detailed sort of review of Netflix's Castlevania, I nearly didn't do it, then you can watch our little news podcast, which was me and Max basically rambling a bit more about the news than we normally do, which will be in a card up there. Much to the chagrin of myself and a few others, the first season was actually only 4 episodes long, 4 15 or 20-minute episodes at that, making it feel just like a sort of slightly feature-length preview of what's to come. The second series, however, is set to be 8 episodes. Whether or not they'll be the same length or not is a completely different sort of ball game. However, I'm hoping that they'll be a little bit longer, maybe sort of 25 minutes a piece, just to make it feel a little bit longer. As someone who did, on the whole, enjoy the Netflix Castlevania series, then I'm very much in favour of this, and I'm looking forward to more, and I have several hopes and dreams myself, which again get put into the news podcast that me and Max have recorded. Watch it seriously, it's pretty good. And finally, some nice fun news. Summer Games Done Quick has had an amazing record. They have just smashed out of the park, and they have raised $1.7 million for charity, which is not quite as much as I think it was the Winter Games Done Quick this year just gone, which smashed $2 million, but it is a record for the summer one, and it is just an amazing accomplishment. It's these kinds of things that make you just feel happy for the world. Really, I mean, it's just, the gaming world isn't all terrible. The money raised goes towards Doctors Without Borders, which is about medical professionals going to help overseas, and that's a good cause to me, to be honest. I think that's a very good cause because there's a lot of people that need help, and I'm going to stop politicizing this. If you did happen to miss any of the quick live streams, the speedruns, then you can always go over to their YouTube channel and watch any of them back. Personal sort of wow moments were things like Nier Automata being played with one hand to ending A, which is quite spectacular. So yeah, there's a lot of fun things over there to watch, and we do talk a little bit more about that in the Newscast podcast thing that we did. Go and watch the news podcast, please. So that's it for this episode of the GC Informer. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a like, a subscribe, and whatever else you fancy. Our social links are down in the description. If you fancy some more of me, then my channel will be linked in an end card, which I do Let's Plays on fairly frequently. And again, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you, I don't know when I will see you, but Vox will see you tomorrow for some more news.